Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today with a very colourful video in Forza Horizon 5. It is time for a classic muscle car showdown. We've got some new ones added to the game to go with some old favourites. We've got things like the Mustang Mach-1, Chevy Nova, Dodge Charger, something's wandered off, a Mustang Boss, a Hemi Cuda, we have a Camaro, now we have the new Barracuda, that is here, we have a Challenger. Now I am driving the Coronet Super B. I mean, all of these things are massive. The Coronet is particularly gigantic in this field. It's all very, very colourful over that side. And we have got a 69 Camaro. We have an Impala, a little bit of an oddball in this one. And we have a Buick GSX. We are going to go racing with this lot, and we are going to see what is going to come out fastest of this lot. I have absolutely no idea. I'm just hoping my Dodge is pretty good. So, we're off for our first race at the Chihuahua Circuit. This is a pretty extreme handling track. It's not quite the very most money. It's up there though. So yeah, we will find out which one of these cars is going to be best around the corners. Now the Buick only has 3 gears apparently. I'm not sure what else might have only a 3-speed gearbox going on. We've got quite a nice spot on the grid. As I said, I've got one of the biggest cars. I will be difficult to overtake. Everything here is going to be really wallowy, and it's going to be different to what I'm used to. I haven't really driven many cars like this for a while. I'm used to, I've driven cars on rally suspension, and while that lifts them up and they're soft, they're not kind of wallowy like these big old boats are going to be. So it's going to be a little bit of a different type of driving for us to get to grips with. Don't know how that's all going to pan out for me, but I am hopeful. I am hopeful here that the Coronet is going to be good. Whee! That's a little bit of a wall tap. I think the Impala might have joined me out. Was it the Impala back there, actually? I think something might have joined me out there with a little bit of a wall tap. However, I'm all out of shape through that. Not got that change of direction correct at all. Neither has Gliska, who is doing a little bit of rallycross with the Mach-1. Speedbeast is struggling with the Buick. Gliska's Impega's out very wide, actually, through there. Can we get the power down in the big Dodge? I mean, we've got 425 horsepower going on in this. It is a lot of power. But everything has a lot of power. I don't know what the least powerful car will be. Maybe the Mustang Boss. Everything has got big chunks of power, huge mountains of torque, and an awful lot of weight moving around on the suspension. So yeah, it's going to be an entertaining time. I think we've got more speed than the Buick. We just can't get past it. We've got Camaros lining up behind us at the moment. I think. Oh, we've got one. Liam's in a Camaro. What was Danger Man in? Danger Man's in the Charger. I mean, it's Dodge leading the way, followed by Ford, followed by Buick, followed by Dodge. I still can't find a way past this Buick. I'm going to try. We might be able to get underneath it here. I think we've just got a lot more turn-in than the GSX through turn 1 there. We are clear. Now we're going to put the pressure on Gliska's Mustang, see if we can chase after that, and then if we can do that, maybe we can chase after Impega. Impega is having to defend a little bit through here. The Mustang's probably lighter than me or Impega. I mean, not by not by much. Everything is heavy, but yeah, the Mustangs are probably the lighter cars here. Oh, that's all gone a bit wrong. We've got a little bit of a wobble. I'm turning in a bit too soon in some of these corners, and that is too late on the brakes. The only plus point is we might be able to straighten up on the exit a little bit here and get a half-decent run, which we do. Gliska's to the outside. It's a big boaty battle for the lead of the race that I want to be a part of. Gliska is still there, brushed the wall, and of course they're going side by side. They are really slowing themselves down. Battling like that is allowing the Coronet to get involved, and we might be able to make the most of this. No. We might still be able to make the most of this, depending on what our straight line speed is like and what our brakes are like into turn number 1. The further thing is, if we fight each other too much, we've got great turning through that sort of second part of turn 1. We've got very good turning, but we're going to be on the wrong line through here, and Gliska is going to hold it. We're going to try and cross them over, but I can't because now I've got a Camaro who's turned up. Camaro's to the outside. The Chevy's going to have a look there. Can we... I've got a great run, but I got nowhere to go with it because we've got a Mustang in the way, and we'll slide the Coronet into the middle. Blakey's caught up with the Boss. Now we're into the hairpin. Blakey's going to struggle to get that stopped. I've got a car to my inside. It's a very colourful bout of trading paint here. I'm stuck with a very quick car amongst Mustangs, and I can't find a way past. This is the downside with the Dodge. It's so big, I'm actually really struggling to make overtake stick. See, I think we have got more pace than the Mach 1. We might finally get the pass done here if I can pull it up in time, which I can't quite do. We give a little bit of a squeeze in that one. We might outrun down towards this first corner. We got more cars fighting back behind us. Now let's get the Coronet stopped, which we do. Oh, get it turned through here and then get the power down. Ah, god damn it, we're now going to have a Camaro having a look with an overlap. We're going to run in here. Oh, I can't hold it. God damn it. I think the Camaro is just a little bit better handling than I am. And it may be not a big surprise. As expected, really, the Mustang Boss, the Camaro, is probably the latest cars here. And, well, at this handling circuit, that is working wonders. Blakey has got to the front with the Boss there. I think we are actually catching Impega a little bit. I think we might be quicker than that Challenger. I think in clean air we're a little quicker than the Challenger, but in traffic we are just very cumbersome. And that's the only real way to describe the Coronet is it is a cumbersome vehicle in all of this. Now the good news is when we come to the drag races, oh, that's way too much understeer. I'm following Impega. No one is quite close enough to profit from that, thankfully. Yeah, when it comes to the drag race, we have got good chunks of power. We should be quick for those. And at the fast circuit as well, we might not be too shabby, because we certainly aren't the worst handling car in the world, all things considered. But yeah, this pure handling track. We fought with the Camaro, we just couldn't hold it behind. The Boss is way too fast for us here as well. That's a line. Not really the line I wanted to go for, but it's a line. And Pega has got, has got a car looking the long way around. Liam can pull that off. That would be a great move for that Camaro. It does look like it's going to make it stick as well through there, and indeed it does. We have got Danger Man's up to 5th with the Charger. I mean, the Dodges haven't done too badly here. I don't think I wanted first gear there, though. It's kind of worked on the exit. It's not the worst line I've ever taken through the hairpin. The Challenger is still fighting back on that outside island. That's a tough pass if you're going to make it stick there. Oh, and Impega's out in the fence again. Yeah, no one really had an answer to Blakey. Once that Boss was going, it was goner. And yeah, we could not match it. The Mach 1 couldn't quite live with some of the other cars' pace. We are going to have Camaro across the line in second. We had a decent enough final lap. We're curious to see lap time, and we know we're not catching the Boss. I'm more curious about my lap time in relation to the Challenger. That is the interesting one, and it's very similar. So no one can match the Mustang or the Camaro at the front. The Challenger, the Super B, pretty similar in terms of lap time. I'm pretty pleased with the big boat, all things considered. We head on to our second race. And this is at a much faster circuit. Ooh, a long, long way back. We're all the way at the back. Yeah, this a much quicker circuit. Top speed more important around here. I think we can move forward. It's going to be tough. Even if we have the fastest car here, it's going to be tough to go all the way from the back to the front. Maybe not completely impossible. We shall see. We shall see. We know the Camaro and the Boss outhandle us on the slow stuff. Here, though, it is a very, very different ballgame. They might be able to carry the corner speed in some places, but they might lack too much top end. We will have to wait and see on this. Gearing might play a factor as well, although I don't think the cars are going to be running out of gears just yet. I don't think this sort of circuit is quite going to be giving them that problem. We are out of ghost mode and we've got one place. I'm hoping we can pass Ewan's Hemi-Cuda. I love the Hemi-Cuda, but I hope I'm faster than it. Longbow, has found some railings and found me, and I think I'm still... Oh, we're going to have a crash down here. I think I was still in ghost mode for Ewan on that one. We had to kind of do that a little bit to avoid a bigger crash than we had. We might still get the overlap on the Hemi-Cuda. I'm kind of hoping here. Maybe, or we might get stuck with nowhere to go. Oh, we might be able to duck underneath everybody, actually. If I can get the power down here, we can. Great pass for the Coronet. We are up to 9th. Now we go chasing after the rest of the field and see what we can do. Liam leads the way with that Camaro again. We will run through the penultimate corner quite nicely, actually, with the Coronet. Although it's quite nice. We're on our own at the moment. It's not going to be for very long. Barracuda has no straight line speed at all. That thing is struggling a little bit. Can we get... We should be able to get it by turn 1, I should think. We will pass the Barracuda on our way up the field. So, Camaro continues to lead from Charger, from Mustang Boss. Then we have the Buick. Then we have this big glob of cars, which I'm about to get involved in. Of the Mach 1, the Impala, the Challenger, and the Coronet. I don't know what we're going to do. Do we have a dive to the inside of Impega on the bridge? Impega's got a good run and is looking, but... yeah, we're going to run out of places to go ahead. I can't really dive on Impega as much as I'd like to. Perhaps because we're going to get a little bit wedged, although Impega struggled for traction there. And we will pass the Challenger and move ourselves up into a 7th place. Will the Impala have a look at the Mach 1? That is the question. Can I try the same manoeuvre I tried a lap ago? We do. But we're not quite close enough this time around. Something's happened with Impega, I don't know what. Controller malfunction, something along those lines. Something's happened to the Challenger, it's gone. It has fallen down the order. We are racing classic muscle cars, maybe something broke. We're still trying to go 3 wide with Gliska and Ollie. I mean, it's a great race, this. It's not really helping my credentials for winning, but... this is a wonderful battle. I'm going to try and duck underneath. Can we go through the middle? Speed Beast is struggling in that Buick, being helped by the epic tussle that is currently going on over 5th place. I can't outbrake. I'm not going to outbrake and go around the outside, but I might be able to duck underneath. Certainly 1 here. If we can get the Impala, I'd be happy. It's a start, which we do. We slide the Coronet. There was a Coronet's length gap there, and we slid the big boat into it to make it difficult for that Impala to do anything. Perfect. Could not have asked for better there. Is Gliska going to defend onto the bridge? Doesn't defend as heavily as I thought they might do, because they know this Coronet's actually got surprising good turning and surprising good traction. I mean, Gliska's busy looking, trying to find a way past the Buick, which is struggling on acceleration. It just can't. I think the GSX is just too heavy, is the problem here. We are into the hairpin. Can we duck underneath both of them again? We're still looking. It's 3rd lap in a row. We've tried a similar manoeuvre. Now, we know the Boss struggles a little bit for straight line speed. We know the GSX is struggling a little bit for straight line speed. We are to the inside here as we head around this penultimate corner. Can I get both on the acceleration because the Buick slid up? The Buick slid up the circuit. The Mach 1... sorry, I think I was calling it the wrong thing. Mach 1 got stuck. And we are up into a 4th place. Can I chase down Danger Man for the podium? I mean, we've had an absolutely outstanding race here. This has been so much fun. It's not going to be great for the Coronet in terms of a finishing position. Although coming from the back of the field, if we could get it on the podium, I'd be really happy with that. Even a 4th. I'd be really happy with 4th, to be fair. There is a chance. It's a small one, but there is a chance we could sneak this onto the podium if we are faster than that Charger, which I think we might be. It's just whether it's got a big enough gap that I can't do anything about it. We dive under brakes. Tell you what, Coronet's pretty damn good under braking, you know. I just didn't expect it to be this... I mean, I hoped it would be this good. I didn't expect it to be this good. I mean, we were absolutely slaughtering the Charger in this lap. We've only been free of the mayhem for a lap, and we've already... pretty much caught the back of Danger Man here. Wonder if we can set... I mean, if we can set fastest lap of the race, that would be fantastic. Considering where we came from in the field and what we've had to fight, the top 2 being Clean Air, I don't think I was ever going to be able to beat. But if we can get a podium and if we could maybe get fastest lap or even get close to their lap time, I'd be really happy with that. Coronet's a monster in these straights. We are up behind Danger Man now. I am absolutely not going for a pass on the way into the final corner. I'll go for a pass on the way out of it if we can. There is millimetres between the 2 big Dodges. We will have a look into turn 1. It will be who has got the better brakes, who can get their car stopped. We are on the inside of that Charger. We're going to try and launch it off the corner, and indeed we will be clear of the Charger there. and that is us into a podium position. Not going to catch the lead too. They got again. Liam and Blakey having their own little battle. However, I'm very, very impressed with the Coronet. I'm really impressed with the speed this is showing here. Yeah, could have maybe been a different story had we not started so far buried in the pack. However, that is the way it goes sometimes here. I don't know if my lap time's quite going to match the top two. It's really difficult to know because we've been in traffic almost the entire time here. I feel like they pulled away a little bit, perhaps on this final lap. But we were, we were fighting Dangerman in the final turn. We passed Dangerman into turn 1, so the lines are always a little bit compromised. Let's get you stopped. I'm really surprised about the braking performance in this car, if I'm honest with you. I think that's where it's most impressive, how well it gets stopped. As I said, it's one of the bigger cars here, and that is saying something in this field, to be one of the bigger vehicles. We will just coast it a little bit on turning through that final corner. It's a fantastic race. That was so much fun. Coronet gets on the podium. Oh, we had to do it the hard way. We definitely had to do that one the hard way. But I'll take a third. What is the lap time? Not quite up there with the top two. Although, I definitely think we could... I don't know if we could match the Mustang. I think we could match the Camaro on a clean lap if we weren't overtaking and battling cars. Coronet's impressively fast because outside of those two, nothing's getting really close to us here. I'm happy with that car and I'll take a third position. So, with the circuit racing out of the way, we're on to the drag strip. I mean, this is the more, I guess, common location for these classic muscle cars. The Super B shouldn't be too bad down here. We certainly saw it around the tracks. It was definitely quick. We're expecting the likes of the Camaro and the Mustang Boss that were very fast in the circuits are probably going to struggle more around here. Of course, we're all going to spin the wheels. It's all going to struggle. The Camaro gets a good jump in all of this. The Barracuda is actually fantastic off the line. It's surely going to run out of power, and indeed it's now starting to slip back. Off goes the Impala. The Impala's just a rocket ship in a straight line. We're neck and neck with, I think that's the Nova over there. There's a Buick Charger somewhere over on that side. It's very, very close as we run up across the line. It was a very big group of cars. The Impala wins by a mile. We get, well, cheated a little bit on the finishing position because there's a little bit of lag at the start line. Sometimes it corrects it later on. We have Impala takes victory, Charger in second, the Cuda gets third. Heavy Cuda does well in third ahead of my Super B. Then it's the Nova, followed by the Buick Challenger down in seventh. Camaro expected that one to struggle a bit. Mustang Mach-1 manages ninth ahead of the 70s Camaro. The Barracuda holds on to 11th ahead of the Mustang Boss. But the Barracuda got a great start, just couldn't hold on down the strip. Now, that was, of course, the original one was at a shorter drag race. We moved to the longest drag strip that we have available to us here. This is the Aerodrome drag strip. I think it's about a mile long. Give or take. So the Nova's going to be the one to beat. A little bit this is about who's going to run out of gears. Of course, well, all of these vehicles are 4-speed with the exception of the Buick. That's a 3-speed. I think I have a good gearbox in this. Alongside the Barracuda, that's, again, it's a great start. I guess maybe it's lights or something. The Barracuda gets a phenomenal start off the line. If we were doing a really short drag race, it would stand out. Everything just comes flying back past it. The Coronet is running again. It's running into this second place. It just cannot match the Impala. The Impala's gone. There's a big glob of multicoloured cars alongside us. The Hemi Cuda's working its way through. We're starting to get close to running out of gears. The Charger, I think, has run out of gears. Nothing can match the Nova. It's gone. The Impala, it's gone at the front. We will cross the line. We cross the line in second. Do we actually get second? No, we get third. I think, does a Hemi Cuda maybe beat us? We'll have to wait and see. It was, yeah. The Hemi Cuda got some decent straight line speed in there. The Impala wins again from the Cuda. We get third ahead of the Nova, this time beating the Charger, followed by the Challenger. The GSX is in seventh. We then have Liam's Camaro, eighth ahead of the Mach-1. The other Camaro is in 10th. This time the Mustang Boss beats that Barracuda. It runs out of power on this one. The Dodge is again consistently strong. Now, we're on to our final challenge, and for this one, it is the 0 to 100 to 0. So, it is a challenge, well, it tests your acceleration, it tests your traction, and it tests the braking of the cars. The Coronet has been strong, been a solid podium contender. Most of it expects it to continue, and that's about as good as I'm going to get it, actually. We didn't lock up, we stopped pretty much immediately. That is a benchmark. I mean, it looks like quite a long way, but we're likely to see that from other cars. The Hemi Cuda would go next. This thing proved to be very, very fast, actually, in the drag races. They've kind of been nowhere in the races so far, but the drag races, it has been strong. So the 0 to 100 bit, it should be fast at. The braking bit, we will have to wait and see, and it's gone skating past. That really has struggled to get stopped. It's wandered a little bit out of the lane as well, but that's perhaps a little bit of a surprise. The Buick runs next. This is, I think, one of the heaviest cars here, in fact, which is not saying too much. Everything's quite heavy, but still, this one fairly heavy, so not expecting great things from it. It wasn't too bad in the drag race. It's on the brakes, about the same point as the Hemi. Better under braking from the Buick, actually. Yeah, that's done a pretty good job getting stopped. Convincingly beats the Hemi Cuda. Now, the Camaro probably be quite good, or the 69 Camaro probably be quite good under brakes, but it's the struggling to get to 100 part that is going to be the Chevy's problem. It's, oh, there we go. It's didn't quite dive as much under braking as I was expecting it, but there we go. It does get stopped. Just beats the Buick. Good brakes on that car, but not able to beat my Dodge. The Mach 1 has been a little bit nowhere, really, in this challenge so far, as we will blast towards these lighter cars. Where is it going to go on the brakes? Starts slowing down fairly well, actually. It'll come to a halt. It doesn't quite beat the Camaro or the Buick, but it is safely ahead of that Hemi Cuda. The Nova, that is going to run next. Again, being kind of a mid-pack car for this one. Being fairly decent in the drag races, though. It's going to jump on the brakes. It's going to get closer to the Coronet than anything else so far. Huge lockup for the Nova. Gets very close, actually, to the Dodge, but a massive lockup probably won't have helped the stopping distance on that one. 70s Camaro, this one has struggled. It looks cool. I love the look of this kind of era of Camaro, but it has struggled around these, and we're expecting that struggle to continue here. It's still not slowing down. In fact, it's gone past almost all the cars before it gets on the brakes. Oh dear, that's a long way down. That's a very it wasn't braking until it got to about the Nova. So that's not great for that. The Challenger will run next. I mean, you know, the engine the same in this as is in the Coronet, but the Super B considerably lighter than the Challenger for whatever reason. It's on the brakes quite early. It just can't stop. The Challenger does get stopped before the Nova. It's good to run, actually, from that one in the end. It looked like it got on the brakes really early. It just could not slow down. The Impala in this thing has been phenomenally fast down the straights for whatever reason. However it works, this thing is a monster on the drag strip. It's on the brakes nice and early. A bit of a lock-up from the Impala. It is going to beat my Dodge. The Impala will move to the lead in this challenge. The poor Mustang boss is up next, and we know what we're likely to see here. If it can be, it's going to be competing with the Camaro. It's sadly just not. It's not got the power of these other cars, and that's, you know, understandable. We are still going on the brakes right about now, and it's not quite beating the Camaro. Not quite. Those two are a long way away from the rest of the field. And let's not forget that Mustang boss absolutely dominated around some of the circuits. The Charger will be the penultimate car to go here. I mean, similar. It's lighter than the Challenger, heavier than the Coronet, however that one works, as we blast towards the braking zone. It's on the brakes nicely. You see the front dive. Another fairly substantial lockup. Comes close to that Challenger. I think it's just ahead of the Challenger. Very, very close, though. Between all of the Dodges are around together, but it will not beat that Impala. The final vehicle, the Barracuda. We know the sort of like 0 to 20 is phenomenal in this car. Anything after that is less good. So here we go. It is accelerating. It's not going to be on the brakes yet. Nope, still not braking. That's really not good. I don't think that started slowing down until it got to the Mustang. That is miles away from everyone else. Oh, the poor Barracuda. Yeah, it can do 0 to 20 quite well. That is so far away. I think the gap between those two and the Barracuda is bigger than the gap between everybody else. Probably from the Impala to the Mustang Boss is the same distance as the Mustang to the Barracuda. So we have the flyby. I mean, there's only a couple of really crazy close ones. The Impala clearly gets victory. Again, this thing's acceleration is phenomenal in this lot, and it will win. My Coronet does very well, actually, to get a second place. We then have the Charger just beating the Challenger, but all of the Dodges close together. The Nova right in the mix as well. I do wonder, had the Nova not had such a huge lockup, that could definitely have challenged the Coronet. We've got a little bit of a gap, not a crazy gap, but a little bit of one from the Nova to the Camaro that does beat the Buick. The Camaro knows what the fastest in a straight line, but the brakes good on that thing. Will beat the Buick. We then have the Mach 1, kind of sat around that little bit of a group. We have the Hemi Cuda fast down the drag strip, but the brakes not very good at all on that vehicle. And then we go for the Wanda. Now, when we've done these 0 to 100 knots in the past, the clusters have tended to be fairly close. Not so much. Yeah, we're still going. We're in some trees. In fact, we're so far along, we've wandered into the tree line and the cactus line, which is not quite where I wanted to be. But then we go over this stuff, over the foliage, we find the Camaro and the Mustang Boss. Very close between the pair of them, the Camaro winning. And then we have a first ever for one of these showdowns. My photo mode, won't go far enough. Because this is filmed in photo mode, there is a limit how far away from the player car. And I've done this a lot in different games and with different showdowns, and we've never had the photo mode get stuck. That's how far away the Barracuda ended up. I know my Coronet was strong, but still, that is absolutely a first. However, on to the leaderboard we have for this, and it is the Impala that will take victory. By winning both drag races and the 0 to 100 knot, it would get enough points to beat my Coronet. The Super B, probably the best all-rounder, to be honest, in this one. Competitive on the circuits. It was actually very fast at the festival circuit, and very good at the drag races. The Charger would get third. The Charger was essentially just a slightly less good Coronet around here, kind of shared similar traits. Leaves Camaro get fourth. Very quick at the circuits. Not so good at the drag strip, but better than some of the others. The Hemi Cuda gets fifth with its strong drag racing performance. The Mustang Boss does get sixth, despite being woeful at the drag races. It was so fast at the circuit, still scores enough points, and it beats the Challenger based on taking a round victory. The Nova and Buick, both kind of a little bit mid-pack cars, would be 8th and 9th. The Mach 1 would claim 10th, while the 70s Camaro really struggled in all of this, as did the Barracuda. The Barracuda not too bad at the circuits, but woefully outclassed. It's so slow down the straights in comparison to the competition. For a sort of special final round, if you like, we were going to do a drag race where everybody would be using the highest gear. So we're all starting in fourth, bar the Buick that would start in third because it only had a 3-speed. This is kind of a test of almost torque from the vehicles. So we had no idea what we were going to see from this, but we're back on the long drag strip once again. The Mustang Boss gets a good initial start, but then doesn't have the power to go with it. The Buick is off because it's in third gear, the sneaky bugger. The Coronet is starting to go. The Mach 1 actually has had a good run. The power starts to kick in for the Dodge. The Challenger with a good start in this as well. The Mach 1 starting to slip back now. We were waiting and waiting and waiting for that Impala to kick in. It was neck and neck with the Hemi Cuda back there. Mach 1 now starting to drop faster. We're clear of the Challenger. We're starting to get up towards the gear limit on our vehicle. The Impala is now flying up through the pack, but it isn't too late to do very much. It's up to the back of the Challenger. Nobody could touch the GSX in this one. It is a solid second place for the Coronet. And it would be a second Dodge on the podium. The Challenger would get third ahead of that Impala. It's still faster, even with a poor start. Still got fourth ahead of the Cuda. The Mach 1 does get sixth. I think the best finishing position for the Mach 1 ahead of the Nova, Charger, the two Camaros, 9th and 10th. The Barracuda does beat the Mustang Boss. That was just useless with this whole high gear. It's just nothing, nothing from that one. So there you go. That is going to be it for our little kind of classic muscle car showdown, if you will. The Impala is unbelievably fast in these drag races. We're not quite sure how or why. It probably shouldn't be that stupendously fast, but it is. It's so quick. It is untouchable in the drag races. I mean, as I said, really when I was talking about the points table, the Coronet is the best overall. It was consistently fast, either around a circuit or on the drag strip. It was always going to be somewhere towards the front, although it could also be said it was never going to be the fastest vehicle around the circuits. There was always something a bit better than it, whether it be the Camaro or the Mustang Boss. On the drag strip, the Impala was always going to beat it. So, I don't know. The Super B, though, is very, very good. There is no doubt about it. I mean, there's a lot of good fun racing, a lot of good fun battling in this one. I, of course, am a massive fan of these sort of cars, so always enjoy doing these kind of showdowns, especially when we get some new ones. I know the Coronet has been in previous Forza games, but it's nice to have it back in the Barracuda. Sadly, while it's fun to have, not quite a match with this lot. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.